Okay, Oscar fans, who's going to win Best Actor and Actress at the Academy Awards? Well, this is the #1 panel out there of prognosticators. Let's introduce Ann Thompson from Indiewire, Pete Hammond from Deadline Hollywood, Tim Gray from Variety. I'm Tom O'Neill of GoldDerby, and we're going to focus on the performances and the films that lead our racetrack odds. So if some of your favorites are not mentioned, I'm sorry, life is cruel. We're going to take Best Actor now, taking the odds at GoldDerby for the top 5. They are Joaquin Phoenix to win. 18 out of our 30 experts predict Joaquin will win this thing. Just a week ago, it was split 50-50 between Adam Driver and Marriage Story and Joaquin. There's this Joaquin surge going on in the last week. Robert De Niro has 4 Oscarologists backing it. Antonio Banderas has 1, and I think it's you, Tim.
Yeah.
And then Leo DiCaprio for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. We're going to take the others in a minute. You start here, Tim. Antonio Banderas, it's a shame he only has 1 because he can win this.
Well, I mean, seriously, when I first saw it, I thought, oh my God, he's going to win everything. And again, I think some critics' wins will give him a little bit of momentum because, I mean, he's been around for a long time. People like him, they like his work, but this is something different from you've ever seen before. And
it's so personal because
yeah,
it's Pedro's story of the theater.
No, I mean, it's hard on the sleeve, and I mean, it's really an amazing performance. So. I'm guessing he will get more attention, but I keep going back to last year because, you know, it's all timing. Because if the Oscar voting was held in November 1st, A Star Is Born would have won everything: the Best Picture, Best Director, Actor. And then after a couple of months, we was all right, what else you got? And started looking around. And so, because I think even, you know, like Renee Zellweger, I think if voting were held today, she would win. But, you know, 2 months from now, I don't know that it's guaranteed. So again, I think Antonio Banderas could gain ground and some people could lose ground.
I'm banking on him to get nominated, and it's a very, very competitive category. It's the most competitive actor category I've seen in a long time, and somebody could get left off to make room for Banderas. I mean, Christian Bale could get left off. Matt Damon.
We have Eddie Murphy also on our list, Jonathan Pryce from The Two Popes, Adam Sandler, who's looking good at the Indie Spirit Awards for Uncut Gems. Yeah, we've got, and the young guy, George Mackay is his name, from 1917,
George Mackay,
who's suddenly a breakout, and Taron Egerton from Rocket Man. And so this is a crowded list. And size the front runners up for us. This seems to be, at this point in the race, Joaquin versus Adam. Why?
I agree with that. I think Marriage Story is very much the actors' branch. Love this movie. They really do. And Adam Driver is the example of he's only been nominated once for The Black Klansman in supporting, and he gives a performance that just knocks it out of the park. It is so moving. It is so sensitive. It is he and Scarlett Johansson together. And when you get to the end and he sings the Sondheim Being Alive, I just say he's in. This is it. And people cannot resist that. And I think it's a strong competition. The Joaquin thing I said before is still true.
I'm betting
it's a
on
question
Joaquin. Pete, where do you
he makes the movie.
Well, yeah, it's Adam Driver's great in that and The Report. He has 2 movies.
So that helps him.
That could help him here too. It's funny though, you know, I do talk to a lot of people. One guy called me last week, and he's an Academy member, and he said, I saw all you critics' reviews of Marriage Story. Did you see the same movie I saw? And I wrote him back and I said, the one directed by Noah Baumbach? Yeah. Yes. And he said, no, I couldn't take it because, and then he launched into this long story about his divorce.
Well, that's what I've heard from voters too.
It was too painful for him.
I hear it too.
And I have heard this. Everyone in Hollywood has been divorced. And that could hurt this movie.
I'm afraid so.
Because
or help it. That's what I heard from other
It's using a comedic kind of bent to things here, and I don't know. Joaquin Phoenix, I think Leonardo DiCaprio, don't discount him here. First of all, don't discount Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which I think is a terrific movie. But Leo is playing an actor whose career is going down. most of the Academy acting branch are actors whose career is going down.
They identify with him, but he's already won, and that's
He
the
has
issue.
already won, although they don't always pay attention to that. But yeah.
If he were the
they
one
give you
that
two.
everyone was talking about, he's going to get nominated. I'm just saying he may not be the one who wins.
Yeah, you never know. But with this, you're right. People are going to get cut out. 3 actors could not get nominated that could have maybe won in another year, less
Exactly.
competitive year. It's
Eddie
pretty
Murphy
crazy.
has the veteran thing going on, and talk about working it. He's at these events, pumping hands. He is being so gracious and so smart politically. Tim, he's within striking distance, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I really like the film a lot, but he's great in it, and it's kind of a reminder. It's like, oh my God, that's the Eddie Murphy I fell in love with 20 years ago. I mean, he's so fast and funny and unpredictable. Again, it's a great performance, but as you said, I mean, with 5 slots, it's like there's not enough.
I think he wins the Golden Globe for Best Comedy or Musical Actor, most likely. And unfortunately, the season is so compressed. The Golden Globes are on January 5th, which is just 2 days before Oscar voting ends. So I'm not so sure that momentum from that win will help him as much. But we all know speeches at the Golden Globes can go a long way in getting these nominations.
And that's where we could see Jennifer Lopez break out and win the Oscar in supporting. I think this is very possible. Among the big things that can happen at the Globes, it's what happened for Cher. She won first at the Globes and then went on to win at the Oscars. And I think in the case of Lopez, she's really been working it too, hasn't she?
Oh yeah, totally. I was just on the phone with her yesterday. Yes, I talk to Jennifer Lopez every Sunday. And I asked her all that stuff. And, I pointed out to her, though, that she has not been nominated for a Golden Globe, who you would think would be Lopez lovers, and she's done so many comedies. Not had a nomination, though, since Selena, her breakout role.
Yes.
It may be that becomes the thing that she wins, and she doesn't win the Oscar.
That's very possible.
Right.
Because The Hustlers is not Oscar material as much as it is Globe material, in my view. It is a little on the cheesy entertaining side of the ledger.
And what's wrong with that? But that said, I think that it can break through there, and it can. We can see something. That's how these awards actually matter when you stack them all up. That said, Laura Dern. We're going to jump from male actor to supporting actress here because I've already done that. This is where Laura Dern has a substantial lead for supporting actress among GoldDerby folks, but not with me. I think I have J-Lo now. I've changed recently. But why, Anne, is everybody for Laura Dern except me?
This is Laura Dern being a popular actress, a beloved figure in the community, somebody who grew up here, a Jodie Foster type, if you like. I mean,
Right.
someone who's classy and
She
good
was Miss Golden
and
Globe at one
professional.
time.
Oh, was she? I didn't know that.
Even
That's
at
funny.
the Academy luncheon, she's the one who reads out all the nominees
Always,
when
yeah.
they go up to the dais.
Yeah.
She's a pro, and she did incredible work in Big Little Lies. That is not irrelevant here.
Neither is Little Women,
And
when she
did-
plays
She's
Marmee.
also-
She's
Okay,
getting
that
credit
matters a
for
lot.
that, and she's getting credit for this extraordinary. This one has, luckily, she got a speech. She got to break out of her tough lawyer and become a human being for one great speech. and
Yeah, I
that's
see
what gets
J-Lo
it
winning
for
the
her.
Globe and possibly Dern the other way.
There we go.
Margot
I'm
Robbie
with you.
has 2 movies out. Initially in the GoldDerby odds, she was way out front for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood until Bombshell came out and everyone switched over. But she is in our 3rd position there. In our 4th position is the Farewell actress. And then number 5 is Florence Pugh from Little Women. Why do you shrug, Pete?
I loved her in Midsummer. I can't get her out of my mind. The last shot of Midsummer, and she's the May Queen, and she's in those flowers. When I interviewed her, all I could do was talk about Midsummer. I don't know. I'd vote for her for Midsummer.
She's a huge breakout in Little Women. She really owns Amy. She delivers Amy.
I had Annette Bening. That's who I have at number 1.
Yes, and well, there's
Where do you stand on Annette Bening, Tim?
I mean, what's not to like? I mean, I like Annette Bening. I think it's not a flashy role. And so,
That's a good observation.
because again, as you said about Laura Dern, because she's got all that goodwill going with her, and she's really great in Marriage Story. But she has that one like really punchy speech where she explains how the whole system works, and then she's got the human vulnerable thing. And I just feel like, oh my God, this looks like her year. You know,
What about
again, things
Nicole
could change.
Kidman in?
Right, we
Yeah.
have Nicole's
Not
down
gonna
at
get
number 10.
nominated.
We have Divine Joy Randolph
Yeah,
from Dolomite.
yeah.
Wouldn't it be great to see her pop at one of the Precursor Awards and then go all the way? That's a very expressive, fun role. Nicole's at 10, and then Margot Robbie's for her Hollywood role is at number 11. Switching over to supporting actor, the odds have not changed. Brad Pitt has remained solidly out front from the beginning here for what is arguably a lead role. And so that often helps at the Oscars, of course, having a lead role campaigning and supporting. It's what's helped most of the winners, I would even say, win. Pete, Brad Pitt, supporting actor, really?
Yeah, well, it's a category fraud, to be sure. All the way down the line. Al Pacino's a lead in The Irishman, excuse me, but Joe
Tom Hanks is
Pesci
really a lead in
supporting.
Beautiful Days in third
Tom
place.
Hanks is not a lead in Beautiful Day
Yes,
in the
he
Neighborhood.
is. He's
That
a
movie
co-lead.
belongs to Matthew Rhys, and Tom Hanks is not the Mr. Rogers movie. It's Matthew Rhys's story. And Tom actually legitimately seems to be a supporting actor there, from my point of view. Anthony Hopkins, on the other hand, in The Two
5 at
Popes,
GoldDerby.
that's a two-hander, and it seems like they're both leads, but he's fine with going supporting. So we have...
And Willem Dafoe is arguably a co-lead in Life.
Yes,
Absolutely.
totally. And we have all of these actors who are actually leading actors in the
Stealing a
supporting.
slot from Tracy Letts. In Ford
yes.
v. Ferrari.
Absolutely
Number 10
stealing.
at
Probably
GoldDerby.
won't get in.
That's exactly true. All the true supporting actors don't have much of a chance this year. So, yeah.
I have, very courageously, as my number one prediction in this category, the guy from Parasite, Song
Kang-ho.
Kang-ho, thank you.
Yeah.
And he, if there is a Parasite thing that's going to really happen, some actor's going to break through. Don't they have to, in a way?
Yeah, he's
Well,
great.
the Netflix people did manage to pull it off with the actresses on Roma, and they were here and they were working and they got there.
Yeah.
I don't know if they can pull it off with Parasite or not.
Yeah, he's been here. He's coming back too, Song Kang-ho.
He's doing a GoldDerby slug video right now. Shia LaBeouf, number 9. This is a really torturous personal story he put out there and gets real credit for that, doesn't he? But the role's not that likable in a way.
Well, he's playing his father. It's an interesting kind of thing, and he wrote the screenplay. So he has a shot, you know, who knows?
I mean, I really liked him in that film, but also if you see Peanut Butter Falcon.
He's good in that too.
Yeah, he's really good in that, and it's 180 degrees.
And so's the kid in that they're
Noah
pushing
Jupe.
heavily
Yeah.
Here for supporting actor.
Yeah, Zach.
Would you? Yeah.
Zach, yeah.
Switching to lead
You
actress.
mean the Peanut Butter Falcon guy? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, right. 26 out of the 31 experts at GoldDerby have had Renee Zellweger out front forever, and it's kind of hard, including me, it's kind of hard to imagine her losing in a way. But we have Scarlett Johansson in second place for Marriage Story. We have Charlize. 4 of GoldDerby experts are predicting Charlize Theron to win, including Ann Thompson, and including, Tim, you as well, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you start us, Tim. Do your Charlize. We all know why Renee. Why Charlize?
Well, it's like a magic act because I mean we all know Megyn Kelly. We know what she looks like. We know what she sounds like. But even with the trailer for Bombshell, it's just that one thing in the elevator. You thought,
with women.
Who is that? You know, and you realize, oh my God, that's Charlize Theron. But she looks like Megyn Kelly. She sounds like her, and I think it's a great performance. All those women are really good. But again, I think if the voting were held today, I think it would be Renee Zellweger. I don't know when the voting's held in late January. I just think more people are going to see Bombshell, and I think people who see it are going to be impressed by it.
Yeah, it's amazing, but when you're playing somebody that's so well known, and Megyn Kelly, I think, arguably among particularly the younger branch members, is more well known than Judy Garland to them.
Yeah.
And I know, it's hard to say, but I actually talked to somebody the other day who said, oh yeah, that movie Judy. She sings? Yeah. Like Judy Garland sings too? She was the one in The Wizard of Oz. I said, yeah, she sings.
Bombshell has the advantage of the late breaking surge.
Yes.
And it has Charlize at her absolute best. And she's
But why
been
aren't you
overlooked in the
advocating for
past.
your other movie that you love so much, Marriage Story? Why doesn't Scarlett have your vote?
She does have my vote as a nominee, and I think it's going to be her first opportunity to compete for Best Actress. And I think the reason that I worry about it is that some people don't like her in
Yeah.
the movie. And I hate to think that that's a factor, but it might be.
Wait, they don't like her performance, or they?
No, they love her performance. They don't like her character.
Oh, I see.
It's about the divorce thing. It's
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awkwafina is ahead to win our Golden Globe, and she's certainly going to win some Critics Awards. Where do we stand on Awkwafina in The Farewell?
She's great. You know, I hope she gets nominated. I don't know. You know, I don't think the lead actress race is as competitive as the actor race, but she's certainly got a shot. And if the picture is a Best Picture nominee, as we seem to have it here, then I think she's got a decent shot.
She's tied in our odds with Cynthia Erivo, from Harriet.
Yeah, that's done really well.
Which has done extremely well. The
It's over $20 million.
over $20 million. The
$39
critics'
million.
reviews have been really very high for a movie that some people think is more like a TV film. I love it too, but we cannot underestimate it. She could. I think that fifth nominee slot is a fight that includes.
She's working it big time too.
I think Cynthia Erivo is a big breakout, and she's very well known as a Tony winner, as she's known in Britain. She's breaking out here in America, and that movie is a surprise hit, and I think she gets in.
Yeah.
Now, what about Lupita Nyong'o and
Well,
Us?
Lupita's at number 8 in our odds, followed by Alfred Woodard and Clemency. So it's real. Those 6, 7, and 8. Take it away. This is.
No, I mean they're both great. With Lupita, it's a horror film, which doesn't usually get Oscar attention, but she's really good at playing two roles. And Alfred Woodard, I went in not knowing much about the film, but she's always been great. But she's unbelievably great. And she's got this one scene toward the end where the camera just stays on her for I think it's 3 minutes.
It's amazing.
It's a long take, and it's it really knocks
It's a
your
question
socks
of
off.
whether people see the movie.
Yeah, the movies,
yeah,
and if
exactly.
they're going to watch
They're
it on
gonna
a
stay
screener,
away
it's a
from it.
question of if they're going to get through the first 10 minutes because it's so hard to watch. And she's so good, and she's been nominated one time for an Academy Award in 1983 for Cross Creek, and not since. And she's been great in everything. Television-wise, she's got like a boatload of Emmys. But Oscar has not been as kind. Just her time may come according to the actors. The actors really like her, and if they see it, I have my doubts that they'll see it.
That's the issue.
And Lupita Nyong'o is terrific, but when I saw Us, whenever it came out in February, the last thing I thought was Oscar for her again. I mean, it's a great, fun performance, but it's a horror movie, and it just doesn't strike me that it's, but Universal's doing this huge campaign, so maybe they know.
Right now, at the GoldDerby odds, the leaders are Renee Zellweger, Joaquin Phoenix, Brad Pitt, and Laura Dern. And if you don't believe that any of them is actually going to win, you should know that historically, before the nominations for all these other awards come out, the Golden Globes, the SAG Awards, for the Critics Awards have sounded off, in general, we are 50% correct at this time on the calendar. But what do you think? Make your predictions at home and prove us wrong or prove us right. And you could be the smartest prognosticator in all of Hollywood, and you'll be on our leaderboard to prove it.